time is yours. I would like to apologize if I spell wrong your name, yeah? Okay, time is yours, Bapak. Just what Jenny.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction. And I'm happy to meet you all through this session.
Probably you can open your mic,
Can you hear me?
right? Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay.
We have a technical problem. Okay. Please speak loudly.
Okay. Mr. Joshua, can you
Yeah,
try to
try to speak.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me now?
Okay, clearly.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So give me 1 minute. I'm just sharing my screen so that we can start the session. Can anyone please confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. So for the next 1 hour, I'll be taking you through the world's leading citation index database, Web of Science, and which will help you to streamline your institutional research and the individual research. How Web of Science supports you in producing novel research with high quality. So to introduce you Web of Science to the people who are not aware of Web of Science before, Web of Science is the most powerful research search engine, which is having a which is carrying a history of legacy for more than 60 years. It's all started from Dr. Eugene Garfield in 1960 when he introduced Science Citation Index as the first citation index database. So we are carrying a coverage from around we are carrying the legacy from ISI, then Thomson Scientific, Thomson Reuters. Now it is Clarivate Analytics. Clarivate is now maintaining Web of Science. So what do we provide in Web of Science? We have best in-class data, and we also provide some analytical tools which will help to enhance your research. So Web of Science helps all levels of researchers, or we can also say it helps in all academic research life cycle. So starting from if you are starting a research, everybody will be starting by exploring what has happened in the research previously. For the tool that we use is review of literature or literature search. So how do we use this literature search? Mostly we will be using some public databases like Google or PubMed. So if we are searching a keyword, if you are using a keyword in any public databases, the question starts from there whether we are using the right keyword or not. So once we start using the keyword, we don't know whether we are getting whether we are taking the data from genuine resources, because there are so much of predatory journals in the market now which will not be following any proper peer review standards. So if we are selecting any material, any such material and starting our research, definitely we are not going to end our research also with the quality data. With the help of Web of Science, throughout the academic research life cycle, it is helpful starting from the funding research. So we in Web of Science we do cover to cover indexing, which means that I request everybody to be in mute. If you want to speak, please unmute and speak so that it will be uninterrupted. Thank you. So Web of Science helps academic the research life cycle, starting from the funding of research, conduct, prepare and research, then publish research, discover and access research, then assess research. So when we talk about fund research, any research, if you are looking for any funding, we have some effective tools which will help you to know which organization has granted funds to any specific areas of interest previously. So with the help of this feature, you will be able to know if you are approaching that organization, then the funding, the grant, getting the grant or the rate of acceptance is high. Then we have around 1 billion, more than 190 records, 190 million records, which helps you to find, generate novel ideas to, to do an extensive literature search. Then we have the tools which will help you to identify the most relevant journal for your manuscript or the content which you are working on, so that if you also approach that journals, then definitely that is going to add value to your research. Then in assessing your research, how you are doing compared to other researchers in the world. So the all these tools I will be explaining you when I take you through the platform of Web of Science. Then we have some effective tools which will help you to maximize the results in a very limited research time. Web of Science is a comprehensive database. This is not restricted to any specific subjects. All the subjects are covered in Web of Science. And then this is again a well constructive database. So the structure, we have a very constructive structure. Whatever search you do, you are going to see the same structure which will help you to find the content, find the search, which will help you to enable your search in a very minimal time and find the quality data. And we have also the patent databases are linked, which will help you to assess the data sets and validate your study findings with the help of the patent data. So what do we have in Web of Science? Currently, more than 34,000 journals are covered in Web of Science. More than 21,000 journals in core collection. We have 254 subject categories. So this is an algorithm which helps you to find the papers classified in specific categories. Then we have 87 million patents, then 8.9 million data sets. We have a huge data set which will help you to do your research, and which will help you to enhance the research. So what is special about Web of Science? We are a publisher neutral company. We don't have any publications of our own. We are not associated with any institutions or any publications, and we don't index all the journals that are in the market. We have a 28-point matrix. So each and every metrics will be evaluated, and only when a journal passes through all these metrics, then it will be indexed in Web of Science. Otherwise, no. So this is a very transparent mechanism. Who does this evaluation is all Clarivate in-house employees. Their job is only to do the evaluation of the journals based on this 28-point metrics. You can also check in Google journal selection criteria plus Web of Science. You will be able to get the slide which explains the 28-point metrics. So it starts from whether we have a proper ISSN number, whether the journal is having a consistent title, whether the journal is having the proper peer review standards, whether the editorial board members are genuine and their citation details. So each and every data will be checked manually, and only when the journal passes through all these criteria, it will be indexed in Web of Science. Otherwise, no. So also, through Web of Science is not a literature database, it's a citation index database. But to add more value to the database, we also provide some enhanced open access content, which will help you to get the full text papers. And with the help of a tool called EndNote-Click, you will be able to get the papers in the PDF format in just one click. So with this introduction, I would like to stop here, and I'll take you through the platform. So to access Web of Science, if you are this is an IP-based subscription, so you should be able to access through your institution, or your librarians will be able to help you in how to get the access for this. So in general, just search for Web of Science, and you will be able to, in Google, you will be able to find any of these links like webofknowledge.com or Web of Science core collection. We just click that link, we will be arriving at the home page of Web of Science. So the first thing what you have to do, or what we would advise, is to register in Web of Science. So this will be like a normal email registration. You just have to give your email ID, then with some basic details related to your academics. Once this is done, you will be registered user of Web of Science. Why do you want to register? Only then you will be able to use all the features of Web of Science. So for example, if you are doing a search today and you wanted to know if any new papers are added to your search tomorrow or not, in that case, only if you register, then you will be alerted in your email ID. So first we would advise you to register. So once you have done the registration properly, you should be able to see in your name in the right side corner like this. Then this is the homepage of Web of Science. So we have the different fields here. So depends upon your need. You can select the field and do a search. So for the purpose of the demo, I'll use topic here. So there are two things. You can see topic and title. The difference is when you select topic, whatever keyword you are providing here, that keyword will be searched in the title, abstract keywords, and with other keywords plus also. So in case if you are selecting the title, it will be searched only within the title of the article or the title of the journal. So we'll do a search with topic. So I'm using a keyword artificial intelligence, which is common for all of us. So whenever you are using two words, use it within the double quotes so that that specific string of text will be searched. If you are not using within the double quotes, then each words will be searched separately, and this may lead to a lot of irrelevant results. So now do the search. You can see the results. We have currently more than 1 lakh papers that are matching with the keyword artificial intelligence. So the list of papers will be arranged based on relevance of the keywords. And in case if you wanted to know the newest paper first, then you can sort the complete list based on the date newest first. So you can see here we have papers from June 2023. This is because some of the journals, they used to keep their like abstract and the title available, the e-versions available. So before it's getting printed, so in Web of Science, the content will be available well in advance. And in case if you are looking for the papers which are having more citations, then you can sort the complete list based on the citations. So you can see here, the paper which are having the more number of citation will be at the top. And in the left side, you have some features which will help you to refine your search. So now we have around 1 lakh papers. It's not very easy to go through each and every paper. So for that, the option to refine the results we have here is refine results. So you can use the keywords here to further refine your search. I'm using telecommunication. You can also use wildcard characters like star, which will help you to like include all the possible words starting with telecommunication, like telecommunication, communications, communicating, all possible words will be selected. So now if you're providing any keyword here, these keywords will be searched only within these 1 lakh papers. So we are trying to refine the search of these 1 lakh papers. Now you can just click here. You can see here we have arrived at around 895 papers. Now you can further research, further refine the search with 5G. Then you can see here we have arrived at 187 papers. So likewise, until you get your desired set of results, or until you feel that you are getting the potential set of results, you can refine your results here, and you can refine your search. So anytime you want to go back to your search, we have the options here. This will be similar to the backspace button in the browser. You can go back to the search. Another one option we have is if you go to the menu and search history, all the searches we do will be saved here. So just by clicking these numbers, we can go back to the search. Okay. So another one option of refining the search is Web of Science categories. So you can see here, currently there are 254 Web of Science categories. So this is again an algorithm which classifies all the papers that are like retrieved based on the specific categories. So for example, if anyone is working with related to any specific area, so artificial intelligence is one general thing which has been applied everywhere today in medical field, agriculture, company in like HR or anything. So everything it is being applied. So it depends upon your need. You can select here. So if you're somebody who is working with plant sciences, then you can select plant sciences, water resources, anything related to that, and then you can refine your search here. So this is one way of refining the content, whatever you receive through Web of Science. And I'll just open one paper now. So we said that Web of Science covers like do cover to cover indexing of the journal. So if a journal passes through the journal selection criteria and if it is selected to be indexed in Web of Science, we don't miss any content from the journal. So starting from the title, the author names. So if the authors has any like author identifiers, journal information, abstract, keywords. So these are the keywords provided by the author. Keyword plus these are the keywords selected by Web of Science. So Web of Science searches for potential keywords, and if that is not mentioned or selected by the author, so those keywords will be provided as keyword plus. Then author affiliation details, categories, then the funding agencies. So not all the journals will be giving the funding information. So in Web of Science, we also provide some metadata from other resources like Medline, Researchfish. The funding details will be added in addition. So here we have the journal information. At the bottom, you will be having the list of references cited by this author. So this author has cited 66 references. And if you go to the right side up, you will be able to see the number of citations this paper has received. So we were talking about the keyword search. So for example, if you are not sure about the keyword search, we can do a search with the most relevant keyword, whatever that comes to your mind. We'll be getting a list of papers, and from the list of papers, you can select the paper which is very relevant to your area of interest. So just by clicking here, you have an option here of view related records. So if you click on view related records, it will help you to get all the papers that are having any one of these 66 papers linked to that paper. So this is one effective way of searching the papers, because here we are not doing like keyword search. Instead, we are identifying a paper that is very relevant to your area of research, and with the help of the related references, if you click on this, so you can see the number of papers we have arrived at, 83,000 papers. So again, you can further refine your search. So this is one way which will help us to enhance the literature's review. And in the right side, you have some options which helps you to refine further. If you are interested to work in highly cited papers, this option will help you to get the top 1% of the highly cited papers. Then hot papers. Usually when a paper is published, it will take around 6 months or 1 year to get the citation, but some papers will get citations well in advance. So those papers will be classified under hot papers. Review articles, I hope we all know that. Early access, some of the journals provide their content in their websites, or they provide the e-versions well in advance. So those will be categorized under early access. Open access, I will come back to this. Associated data, some of the papers will be having supplementary material, which means that mostly for the statistical studies, or if they have collected so many details which could not be included in the body of the article, those papers will be added, those content will be added as a supplementary material in Excel sheets or Word documents. So if any paper is having those content, that will be provided in associated data. Enriched cited references, one reference will be cited more than one time by the same paper. So this is a new feature which is added to Web of Science. So based on your interest, you can just select and you can refine your search. So when we are talking about open access, we have an enhanced open access system. If you go down in the left side, you will be able to see the open access. So there are different types of open access. One is gold. So any journals that are associated with directory of open access journals, or any publisher who provides the content free of cost, those journals will be categorized under gold. Gold hybrid, some of the authors, they used to have some agreement with the journals, and in a paid journal, they will be publishing their content free of cost, publishing their research work free of cost. So which means that the journal will be a paid journal, but the article will be a free article. So some of the authors used to do this to increase the number of citations. Free to read, some of the journals, they give access for a specific embargo period. So for example, if an article is published in November 2022, then in from November for the next 3 months or for the next 6 months, they will be giving free of cost, or after one year for a specific period, they will be giving free of cost. So those content will be available in free to read. Green published, green accepted, and green submitted. Some of the authors, they used to keep their research work in university repositories or in any public repositories. So those content will be available in green published, accepted, and submitted. So these all are legal full text content, legal open access content. So when we are talking about open access, I would also like to introduce one of our product called EndNote Click, which was previously called Coperneo. You can just create, this is a free resource through which you can get the full text papers in PDF format in just one click. So what you have to do, just create a login with your personal ID or your official ID. This is a free resource. And if you're using Chrome, search for Coperneo extension in Chrome, and you just have to add it to Chrome. So once you add that, you should be able to see this EN icon here. So how this is going to help us in getting the full text paper? So any paper we open, okay, I'm opening a paper. So the extension will be working, and if the full text paper is available in PDF format, we will be alerted here. So just click in view PDF, we will be able to get the full text paper in the PDF format. These are all legal content, and some of the papers which you are not able to get through, even though it's a free resource, this is a very enhanced search. Compared to the Google search, you will be getting some more open access content through EndNote Click. Sorry. So you can also download the PDF if you are interested to save it for your future work. You can share. In case if you're using EndNote Web, you can also push it to EndNote Web through this. So EndNote Click, it not only supports Web of Science, it also supports other platforms like PubMed or any literature database. So if you are using PubMed, you can see here, when we do the search, automatically the extension will start working. And if the PDF version is available, then you will be alerted here. Just in one click, you will be able to get the full text paper. Okay. So we have an option of analyze results. I'll go back to the history and get some related content now. So we have an option of analyze results. How this is going to help us in enhancing our research? Just click on analyze results. So here we will be seeing a pictorial representation. This is called tree map chart, or you can also have bar chart. By default, it will be 10. The maximum is 25 for the pictorial representation. The rest of the things will be at the bottom. So in case if you wanted to do a search and you wanted to know which the papers or which classified under which categories, mainly under which categories, we'll be able to know through this. So we have other options also like authors. So if you wanted to know which author has contributed more to this area of interest, so any search you do, and with the help of this feature, you will be able to know the author who has contributed more to this area of research based on the number of publications. So this is also again helpful for potential collaboration. So if you are looking for any expert advice, or if you wanted to collaborate for any of your research work, this is one feature will be which will help you to get the support. And we have the affiliations. So through the affiliations, we will be able to know the name of the institutions which is having more publications. So in case how this is going to be useful for the researchers, one is for collaboration, and the next one is if you are looking for any higher studies and you wanted to know which institution is working more on your area of interest, this is a feature which will help you to know that. So any search you do, and with the help of this feature, you will be able to know the institution. So as I said before, you will be able to see the top 25 here. and the rest of the like universities or rest of the content will be at the bottom. So in case if you wanted to download it externally, you can do that here. Just click download table. So we will be getting a delimited file. Just you can click copy and paste it in an Excel. So in case if you wanted to, if you're looking for any analysis which you wanted to do externally also, you can do that. So we have the publication years. So for example, if you are selecting a topic and you wanted to know whether research is progressing in that specific field or not, so with the help of this feature, you will be able to know. Then we have the publication title. So here we will be having the journal name. So for example, if you're ready with your manuscript and you wanted to know which journal is more relevant to your area of work. So in that case, you can do the search and if with the help of this feature, you will be able to know which journal is accepting papers relevant to your area of interest. So if you also approach that journal, the rate of acceptance is going to be high. Similarly, we have the funding details also. So if you do the search with funding agencies, we will be able to know which organization is granting fund to your area of interest. So as I said before, the top 25 you see here, rest of the, so currently for this search, we have 669 entries, but we will be able to see 25, rest will be seen at the bottom, which you can download if in case if you wanted to do any analysis. So anytime you want to go back to your search, you can just click on Web of Science and we will be arriving here. So you can also add multiple rows. So for example, if you wanted to know from different things, like if you wanted to know the publication on Web of Science for the past 10 years, how it is being progressing, then you can do the search like this. You can add any number of rows. So if you want to know the papers from Asia or anything like that, we can select the address, then you can do the search. Okay. I think we can be more specific here with the names. So you can see here. So this is how you can make use of this. We have the operators and or not. So any number of fields we can add. So you can refine, you can frame a query in the first instance itself. So if you want to clear, we can clear like this. You can also do an institutional search. So for example, if you wanted to know the publications from your university, I hope this is the correct name. So just search for the name. So we can see here currently there are 7,000 papers. And the most important feature is you can create a citation report. So now in case if for an institution, if you wanted to know how much citations, just click here, you will be able to get the citation report. So currently we have 35,000 citations, and without self citations it's 32,000. It's around 33,000. So what is without self citation? Some of the authors, they used to from the same institution, they refer among themselves. So such content will be excluded, and that number is given here. And time cited, some papers they will be citing the same paper more than one time. So we have more number here compared to the citing articles. So the average citation per year is per item is 5.54. And the H index is 64. H index is a metric which includes, which considers the publication and the number of citations. So here we will be having the time cited and the number of publications, graphical representation. At the bottom, you will be having the list of all the publications along with the citations for the past 5 years and the total citations. So how the H index is calculated? The H index is 64. the whole list of papers will be arranged based on the number of citations. That is, that paper which is having the more number of citation will be at the top. And if we go to the 64th paper, okay, hope you can see a dark blue line. So if you see the number of citations for the 64th paper, remember that the list is now arranged based on the number of citations. So for the 64th paper, the number of citations is 64. If you see the 65th paper, the number of citations is 63. So any number of paper that is having more than that of the citations is the Hutch index. So for example, if the 65th paper is having 65 citations or 66 citations, then the Hutch index will be 65. So in this case, 64th paper is having 64 citations, and so the Hutch index for this institution is 64. So in case if you wanted to export the full report, so in an Excel file or a text file, that could also be done. Okay, so if in case if you wanted to analyze the results, if you wanted to know from which categories we have more number of papers for this institution, again you can use this feature, or which author from this institution is having contributing more to research, we will be able to know with the help of these features of analyzed results. So we can also do an author search. So I'll just show you an example with the name of one of our colleague, Dr. Subhashri. So when we do the search with the name, there are high probability that two people will be having the same name. So when we create the citation report, it's not going to give us the correct stack. So I'm just showing this in comparison when we do an author identifiers. So when we do the search with the name, we have arrived at 16 publications. And if you create the citation report, you can see here 16 publications along with 147 citing articles. Then the Hutch index is 4. Okay. So now we have an enhanced feature, author identifiers. So for author identifiers, you can use the ORC ID or the researcher ID provided by Web of Science. So ORC ID is again ORCID is again a platform which helps you to register here, and whenever you are sending your manuscript for publication, you can add your ORC ID, so that like index databases like Web of Science will be like considering that. So now with the help of now I'll show you the difference. Give me 1 second. So this is the ORC ID of Subhashri. It will be always the combination of 4 numbers. When we do the search, see the difference. Initially, when we did the search with the name, it is only 16. Now we have 20 publications. And the reason is that not all the journals will be following the proper naming standards. So some of the journals, they will be giving the expansion of the initials. Some of the journals, they will be giving just the initials of the last name. So no specific standards are there. So when we do the search with the name, we will not be getting the proper data. So now when you create the citation report, you can see the difference. When we did the search, it was search with the name, it was around 100 citations. Now the actual citations what this author has is more than 1,150, and the Hutch index is 15. Initially it was only 4. So you can will be having the complete report. In case if you wanted to export the full report, you can also export it. So anytime you want to go back to your search, just click on Web of Science, and we will be arriving here. So there are other fields. So whatever field you wanted to search, you can make use of these fields, because whatever search you do, we are going to get the results or the same results. The structure of the results is going to be the same. So in the introduction, as I said, Web of Science is a very structured database. So any search you do, you're going to see the same structure, and based on your need, you can select and do the search. So in case if you wanted to know all the journals that are indexed in Web of Science, in the right side corner, you will be having products. Just click products and you will be having the master journal list here. So with the master journal list, again, you have to log in with your Web of Science credential. So you can, if you are interested to know any specific journals, or if you have a journal and you wanted to know if that is indexed in Web of Science, you will be able to know that. In case, or if you wanted to look for papers related to any specific category also, you can just select here, and those papers will be seen here. You will be able to know the journals. So another one important tool which I would like to introduce to you is Match Manuscript. So this is a to be patented algorithm. So in case if you are ready with your manuscript and you wanted to know which journal is more relevant to your manuscript. So with the help of this feature, you will be able to know that. I'm just taking an example from Web of Science. Okay, so once your title and abstract is ready, you can make use of this feature. Okay, so you have to provide the title and the abstract. So when you click on Find Journals, we will be getting the list of journals that are matching with your keywords. So this will help us to get the most potential journals that is matching with our manuscript. This is a to be patented algorithm, and this is a very effective algorithm which helps us to find the papers, find the journals, sorry. So I would like to stop here, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer, or if you wanted to repeat anything, I'm happy to repeat the content.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Joshua Jenny. Okay, today I would like to invite the other speaker, Bapak Helvis and also Ibu Willy, to catch up his message. Okay, Bapak Helvis, apakah Anda di sana? Apakah Anda di response dulu? Ibu Willy tidak ada.
Sorry to interrupt you. Your voice is not very audible. If you are telling something to me, I am not able to hear you properly. There's so much of echo.
Okay, jadi if the participant here wants to has a question, I will deliver their message to you.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Oke, Bapak Helvis. Oke, masih kami hubungkan dengan Bapak Helvis. Oke, mungkin sambil menunggu Bapak Helvis hadir atau Ibu Willy, partisipan di sini ada pertanyaan. If you have a question to Mr. Jenny about Web of Science, or in virtual, if you have a question, you can type in the chat box or raise hand first. Okay. We are waiting for Pak Elvis first, Jenny.
Selamat siang, Pak.
Oh, oke, Bapak Elvis.
Ya, kalau dari saya tidak ada tambahan apa-apa. Just one, you have anything else that you want to say?
No, I have covered whatever I wanted to tell.
Ya, jadi dari apa peserta ada yang ingin menanyakan pertanyaan, Pak? Dari kita sudah menyampaikan semua yang ingin disampaikan.
Oke, mungkin Pak Elvis bisa mendeliver message dari Jenny kembali, mungkin mereview sedikit informasi dari Jenny biar lebih clear.
Ya, tadi untuk summary, Jenny menyampaikan tentang history tentang Cryptocurrency dan juga tentang search engine ya. Kalau untuk saya rasa saya tidak perlu mengulang secara detail. Pada intinya Web of Science merupakan citation database yang mengindeks jurnal-jurnal dan dia punya keunggulan tersendiri di mana bukan merupakan publisher dan mengindeks jurnal-jurnal sesuai dengan kualitas jurnal tersebut. Jadi kalau benar-benar jurnalnya bagus itu baru kalau tidak dia tidak akan diindeks. Jadi untuk menjaga mutu dari jurnal yang diindeks Web of Science, mereka benar-benar independen dan ada tim tersendiri yang melakukan evaluasi ini. Dan untuk feature saya rasa sudah dijelaskan secara detail sama Jenny. Jadi saya tidak akan mengulang satu persatu. Dan kalau dari misalnya dari peserta yang hadir ada yang ingin melakukan pengecekan hasil publikasinya atau ingin melakukan search jurnal artikel yang coba search dengan keyword tertentu bisa dilakukan di sini mungkin.
Baik, terima kasih Pak Elvis untuk ringkasannya. Thanks a lot for Jenny. Okay, we have a question from Ruang Parlina.
Iya, Mas Agung.
Ya.
Oke, terima kasih kesempatannya. Saya Ani, pustakawan. Yang mau saya tanyakan adalah begini. Dalam bahasa nggak apa-apa ya, Mas Agung ya?
Ya, tidak apa-apa.
Ketika kita mencari sebuah dokumen gitu ya di Web of Science, kemudian kita mendapatkan beberapa hasil temuan gitu ya. Kemudian ketika kita memilih salah satu artikel di situ, kemudian akan biasanya kan ada judul gitu ya, kemudian abstrak, pengarang, dan juga ada referensi. Referensi yang bisa kita lihat gitu. Apakah referensi dari artikel yang terindeks oleh Web of Science itu bisa kita akses gitu. Tetapi terkadang ada kalanya beberapa artikel yang tidak mencantumkan referensinya. Nah, itu artinya apa gitu? Mungkin kami butuh penjelasan apakah kalau nggak mungkin ya kalau sebuah artikel yang terindeks itu tidak memiliki referensi gitu ya. Nah, tapi terkadang di situ ada beberapa artikel yang tidak mencantumkan referensinya. Nah, itu artinya bagaimana? Terima kasih.
Baik, Bu Ani, saya akan menyampaikan ke Jenny. Oke, Jenny, I will translate the question. Bu Ani asked about when we search on Web of Science, they see any article, they will have the reference, right? But Bu Ani said there is some article that she cannot find the reference in there. If there is any article that they don't show the reference, how can they know where is the reference, and if they want to do the cross reference, how they do that? Is it possible that any article that no reference in the database?
So ideally, all the articles should have the references. So if there are any, if you face any such situation, you can raise a query through the help. You can raise a customer query that they will be able to give you the technical answer, because some of the things when we do manually, there will be some errors. So you can raise a query if there are any specific papers. Ideally, we have to see the references also. So if you're not seeing that, you can let us know through the help option we have, so that we will be able to help you with that. The technical team will be able to help you. So here you can see here at the bottom you have the product support. So you can just click on the product support and you can raise your question. So within 24 hours, we have an expert. You can also submit the inquiry here, or you can email. Within 24 hours, like the technical team will be responding to you. So if there is something that needs to be fixed, it will be fixed immediately.
Thank you. Bu Ani sudah menjawab pertanyaannya?
Baik, sudah Pak Elvis.
Sudah ya, terima kasih.
Baik. Okay, I want to ask you, Mr. Jenny.
Yeah.
Today we already got the Scopus material. What differences Scopus and also Web of Science? Because yeah, I know Web of Science similar with Scopus. What differences or benefit from Web of Science than Scopus?
Yeah, so I don't want to comment on Web of Scopus because they are our competitors and they have the similar interest what we do. But with Web of Science, I would say the best part is the journal selection criteria. So we don't have any associations with any publishers or any institutions. So whatever journal selection we do, it is only based on the journal selection criteria which is being published to the whole world of researchers. So you can just do a search with journal selection criteria and Web of Science. You will be able to know that. And we are not like dependent on any institution or publications in doing this also. We have in-house Clarivate employees who does the evaluation of the journal. So based on the criteria, it is the Clarivate analyst whose job is only to evaluate the journal. So they are also not associated with any journals or any institutions. So the data we provide through Web of Science is unbiased. So we focus only on the quality of the journals. So I would say that is the most important thing. One thing that I could highlight, apart from the features we have in Web of Science, like as I shown with the help of the analyzed results, you can do an institutional based search. You can do a competitor analysis, how an competitor is doing in terms of the same research you do, or if you wanted to know where you are placed in terms of the world's research, anything will helpful in benchmarking.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for your answer, Jenny.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hello everyone. Hello Jenny. My name is Indah. I'm one of librarian in Universitas Airlangga Library.
Yeah.
I know Web of Science has another product like a journal indexing. When we search something, some article or journal in Web of Science, we found some terms like SSCI, SCIA,
yeah,
AHCI. I know it is the one of indexing in highest class, but you can show more and you can show for our participant that Web of Science is one of the good indexing journal with the other indexing journal like Scopus and etc. So can you tell us more about what the terms and what is differences and which one the best for us, and when we index it by SSIC and etc. and SCIA and AHCI. Okay, thank you, Jenny.
Yeah. So thank you for the question. I'm just sharing one presentation which helps us to understand about what is SCI, SSCI, Arts and Humanities Sites and Index. So these are all the different citation index databases we have within Web of Science. SCI, this is the most old or the most first, the early stages of the citation index database, which Dr. Eugene Garfield started. So now some more features are added to that, and it's been called as Science Citation Index Expanded. So if you know about the impact factors given to the journals, so all the journals that are indexed within Science Citation Index Expanded, they have the impact factors, and Social Science Citation Index. So most of the journals will help us to understand about the other sciences we have. And Arts and Humanities, these index databases will be having journals that are like included related to the humanities, language, or any other related other apart from the sciences. So emerging sources citation index. So if a journal is not all the journals passes through all the criteria. So if the journal passes through some basic criteria, so this is the 28-point metrics system what we follow for the selection of the journals. And you can see here if the initial triage, editorial triage, and for the editorial evaluation, if a journal passes until this criteria, like quality criteria, then it will be indexed in ESCI, that is emerging sources, emerging sources citation index. So if a journal passes through the impact criteria metrics also, then it will be indexed in Web of Science. Then it will be moved to SCI or SSCI or AHCI. So this is based on the quality of the journals. So if a journal passes through all the quality, then it will be indexed in SCI or SSCI based on the subject areas. So this is, and we have other citation index databases also. So this forms the Web of Science core coverage. So other index databases are like an addition to the Web of Science Web of Science platform. So depends upon your need. We have specific categories or specific criteria for each and every database we have within Web of Science. Hope it has given you a brief introduction for or a brief answer for your question.
Yeah, I can say it's some cluster that our subject is which one is the match of our topic. It's like that, right?
Yes. So
Yeah.
when you do the search with
Social,
in yeah, go ahead, please.
just focus. Okay.
So if you do the search in Web of Science, so at the bottom you will be able to know which so if you are interested to know the papers only from citation index expanded, or if you are looking for only the content from any conference proceedings, that is again a separate index database. So you can select here and then you can refine your search, depends upon your need.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. Oh. Okay.
And only if you are looking specifically for any citation indexes database, I would suggest you to search. Otherwise, you can leave it all selected so that for the literature search, you will not be missing any content, because some content that will be some journals that will be covered in social science citation indexes will not be covered in science citation index. So to have a relevant search or to have more potential content, it's better to do a search collectively. Or in case if you're specifically looking for any specific citation index databases, then you can refine your search here.
Yeah, it's so helpful. Okay. Okay, thank you, Jenny, for my question. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Ya, terima kasih Pak Helwis.
The other question? Another question? There's no question in chat box. Ya, oke, Ibu Endah, monggo kami persilahkan. Mic, please.
Okay, Jenny. Actually, if you can describe, you can show about the part of menu in a Web of Science is about analyze result. And Web of Science have a same characteristic with the Scopus. Actually about same have menu analyze result. Actually, we using the data from Scopus and Web of Science as a combined data for to analyze result.
I think this is depends upon your need. So when you wanted to combine the data, and if you have, I don't think there are tools that will help you to combine the content from Web of Science and Scopus, because they're entirely a different organization, and that is a entirely a different product. So they have their own criteria for the selection of journals, and we have our own selection of journals, the criteria for selection of journals. So in case if you wanted to do a combined analysis, or if you wanted to do a comparison, then you have to fetch the data from both the databases, and it has to be done manually only. So I don't think there are any tools that are available to combine the data from Web of Science and Scopus.
Different criteria, that's right. Okay. I think it's because a same database we can combine. But,
Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oke, baik. Oke, ada pertanyaan atau mungkin ya? Oke, Mas Ahmad Kusuma, silahkan.
Thank you. I want to ask about indexing in Web of Science. Can you tell me that if Web of Science is harder to get than in Scopus, especially in top-tier journals? Because I think that top-tier journal in Scopus is ranking 1 between ranking 1 and 15. What about Web of Science? And what's the chance that journal of multidisciplinary get accepted more than Scopus? Is that harder than a Scopus to get accepted in Web of Science, especially for top-tier journals? Thank you.
Yeah, Helvis, can you please repeat that question? I didn't hear it properly.
Yes.
Ya, Pak, saya menangkap bahwa untuk mengindeks di Web of Science dianggap lebih sulit karena untuk Q1-nya apakah kualitas Web of Science lebih tinggi dari Scopus itu, Pak ya?
Yes, that's true. Especially for
Okay, Jenny, the question is normally they find out like it's very hard to get in the Q1 Web of Science, indexing in the Q1 Web of Science compared to other database. So the question is it the quality of the journal in Q1 Web of Science, is it better compared to others? You know, because Indonesia actually is a struggle to be the journal indexing in Web of Science.
Okay.
There is no Indonesian journal indexing in Web of Science at this moment, and also for the article to be indexing in the journal that index in Web of Science is also become like a very privileged, especially in Q1.
Yeah. So if you feel that the journal selection criteria is very transparent, you can also search in Google with Web of Science and journal selection criteria. That is a very transparent mechanism. So if you feel that any one of the journal has or may met that metric, you can always suggest through the product support option in Web of Science. So it's not only the journal they can approach in to Web of Science and undergo the evaluation criteria. Being an individual also, we can suggest the journals. So if any journal passes through that criteria, then it will be indexed in Web of Science. So we have to understand one thing, that there are like millions of journals available across the globe now. So as of now, we are doing this evaluation manually. So we are adding, and there are two jobs. One is to do the evaluation, and again, one is to maintain the quality of the content available. So if any journal is indexed in Web of Science, then we have to monitor whether they are following the standards or not also. So if any journal is not following the standards, then that journal is being removed from Web of Science. So now the what is happening is some of the journals, they approach Web of Science to get them included into Web of Science. And being an individual also, if you know some any Indonesian journals that has this quality and it is there in the market for a long time and they're having a proper peer review mechanism, you can also suggest as an individual, and that will be indexed in Web of Science. So with the quality, it is very transparent. Only these points, whatever I show, is like will be evaluated. So if you think that any journal passes through these criteria, then you can very well like suggest these journals. And yes, the quality is high compared to Scopus. Oop. I gave at least yeah. Did you get my answer?
Is
Yeah.
Subasi join for this session?
I don't think Helvis, like she said that she will not be able to join.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because I got the question from the host.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, any other question probably?
Baik, ada pertanyaan untuk teman-teman yang ada di sini sambil menunggu. Ya, oke. Pak Helwis mungkin bisa Jenny, please give your presentation material to us because our participant needs your presentation material.
Sure, sure.
You can send us by
Yeah,
email.
yeah. So I'll be sharing with Helvis. Maybe probably he'll be able to help you with that.
Oke. Ya, kalau nanti sudah dikasih presentasinya, biasanya diubah ke PDF dulu, nanti akan kita kirim ke organizer.
Baik, terima kasih Pak.
Baik.
Oke, ada
Lagi
pertanyaan
mungkin?
Oke, ada pertanyaan ini dari email Sitinjak. Okay, can we say that Web of Science position itself as a Scopus follower, or does it have certain uniqueness than Scopus doesn't have?
Yeah, so this is an obvious, we have an obvious answer for this. Web of Science has the legacy from 1960. Scopus was started only in 2004. Okay, so there is no question of like whether we are following Scopus or not, because we are there in the market for more than 60 years. And the uniqueness is the quality. We are not associated with any institutions or any publications. We don't have any publications of our own, which is not the case in Scopus. Elsevier, they have their own publications, and the Scopus is also their product. We don't have any publications. We don't have any like collaborations with the institutions. So in Scopus, for the editor details, you will not be able to know who is doing the editor, but in Web of Science, it's all the in-house Clarivate employees who does the evaluation. That is the uniqueness. The quality, we say, we stand by our quality.
Okay, we got the highlight from Web of Science, and the uniqueness is quality. Quality than
yes.
The competitor.
Yes.
Oke, ya, we got it. Oke, teman-teman ada pertanyaan di sini juga, silakan mungkin boleh bercerita atau mungkin boleh memberikan pendapat. Please give you an opinion about Web of Science or compare with the other indexing journal.
Can you please repeat? I didn't hear it properly.
No, the moderator asked like whether there is any more question or not.
Oh, okay, okay.
By the way, Jenny, we have like last time I checked is more than 65 already ESCI journal. I mean journal indexing in ESCI from Indonesia. Yeah, so there are many, but not in the SSI and the call collection.
Okay, okay. So after 3 years, like from ESCI, if a journal is indexed in ESCI, after 3 years, they will be evaluated again for SCI or SSCI. So if the journal has met the criteria, the expected criteria, then it will be moved to SCI.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ya, ada pertanyaan lain mungkin tentang indeks jurnal atau yang lain-lain, tidak apa.
Ya, selama ini kita berfokusnya pada Scopus Pak Helwis. Jadi
Ya,
compare-nya sama Web of Science itu ada mikir-mikir gini. Mikirnya lebih utamanya Scopus kayaknya. Soalnya
ya karena saya juga tahu histori di Indonesia. Waktu kemarin memang yang Ristek Dikti mereka banyak fokus ke Scopus dan yang informasi yang tersebar memang itu yang digunakan terus sebagai acuan ya. Tapi sebenarnya masing-masing seperti dijelaskan oleh Jenny, Web of Science, indeks jurnal-jurnal yang menurut mereka bagus itu yang diindeks. Memang seperti yang tadi sebagian jurnal yang diindeks itu ada di Scopus, tapi tidak semua. Jadi sebagian jurnal di web unik hanya ada di Web of Science, yang di Scopus juga sebagian ada di Scopus, cuman sebagian overlap. Jadi tidak mungkin dikombinasikan kedua database itu karena pertama jurnal yang diindeks itu ada yang di sini, ada yang di sana, ada yang overlap, ada yang tidak, dan di combine akan terjadi duplikasi atau apa, dan search engine-nya juga beda-beda, jadinya memang tidak mungkin untuk di combine. Tapi kalau memperbandingkan hasilnya, iya kita bisa memperbandingkan hasil di Web of Science ataupun dengan citation database lainnya.
Baik Pak Elwis juga terima kasih. Nah, ini ada lagi WOS needs more marketing approach to many university around Indonesia. Betul, kalah marketing duluan ya.
Ya, thank you Bu Imelda untuk saran dan masukannya.
Iya, mungkin monopoli duluan ya. Harusnya duopoli atau oligopoli.
Ya. Kalau untuk database-nya sendiri, seperti yang Jenny katakan itu, Web of Science itu sudah ada sejak tahun 1960-an, mulai dengan impact factor jurnal. Jadi kalau impact factor jurnal itu hanya bisa dilihat di Web of Science. Kalau H-index dan lain-lain itu secara umum ada di citation database lain ataupun Web of Science. Tapi untuk impact factor itu dipelopori oleh Web of Science.
Ya, terima kasih untuk wawasannya Pak Helwis. Juga teman-teman di sini mungkin ya perlu perjuangan lagi ya. Oke. Baik, ada pertanyaan? Mungkin ada satu opini seperti apa untuk teman ini? Ya, boleh Mas Ahmad, silahkan. Sebagai closing di sesi kita siang hari ini.
I think the opinion of Web of Science between Web of Science and Scopus in Indonesia is really different. Do you know that about lectures in Indonesia, if they want to push their ranks or perhaps get promotions, they have to publish in the Scopus. Why? Because you use the standard of something like SGR index, something like that. So especially for the one that want to get promotion to the professors, at least they have to publish in a Scopus with SGR at least 0.5, and there is no something like a regulation that that regulate that as lecture Indonesia shall publish in Scopus, especially because the Ministry of Education that told us so, because that's the rules, and that's have to be what's that to be followed by the lecture in Indonesia. So I think that it is based on the rules of the country itself, and we follow the rules of our Ministry of Education to publish in Scopus. That's because the rules, not the HI index, not the was that the reputation. No, because of the rule itself to be followed by the lectures in Indonesia. That's why we use Scopus more than Web of Science. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Definitely agree with
Ya.
Pak Gus.
Ya, terima kasih Pak Ahmad untuk informasinya. Tadi suaranya agak bergema, jadi kenapa kita kurang menangkap pertanyaan Pak Ahmad tadi? Mungkin agak jauh dari mic ya.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Jenny, you know the in Indonesia why Scopus is so people so well known, because in the past during the time respectively because there is a recommendation or guideline from the government that they use the article to be indexed in Scopus as a guideline or point of evaluation for lecturer or researcher if they want to get promotion and so on. Yeah, but I believe now the new structure, they use both as a evaluation for point of promotion and so on. But because of the previous regulation is like that, so many institutions still use that and haven't changed the new policy, I think.
Okay, I got it.
And also Indonesia, do you know about GS World Rankings? GS World Ranking, World University Ranking, or something like Webometrics? They all use a Scopus. How many paper in Scopus in one university, and how many was that Q1 to Q4, and also how many the HI of Scopus. That's really matter in Indonesia, because they care only in Scopus to determine the ranking of Indonesia universities, especially we using a GS World Ranking. So I'm sorry, because of the GS World Ranking itself, so we should use Scopus instead of Web Science. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so now most of the ranking bodies, they are selecting Web of Science. Hopefully in Indonesia also that will happen. So for example, UK Excellence Research Framework 2021 and 2022, I think they have selected Web of Science as their citation partner. So to my knowledge, in India, NIRF, National Institute of Ranking Framework, they give weightage to the institutions if they have the publications in Web of Science. But probably I think with Indonesia, we have to work more on that. I will be giving the feedback to the people over here also. So I think that goes in a different way. This is that is not related technically or anything subjective to Web of Science. So that has to be taken in a different way. Definitely, I'll be sharing the feedback with my head of the departments over here.
Yeah, Jenny, thank you. Yeah, I believe that because in this, you saying also find like this a bit different compared to some other country. Here, Scopus is really
okay.
Used as a, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe any other questions?
Yeah, one question. Or there no question in our room, Pak Helvis and also Pak Jenny. Probably you can give us the summarize, or probably you can give a quotes to persuade our participant to use your tools.
Okay. So Jenny, before we end this and we wait for like any more question that you have anything else like to summarize like why they have to use Web of Science, because we have like many question like doubt about this database.
Yeah, I would say that like I would reiterate, or I would stand again with the quality of the content we have, then the features we have to refine your search. So in Web of Science helps all levels of researchers, starting from the beginner of the research, or for the head of the institutions or head of the departments. If you wanted to look for collaborations with any institutions across the globe, it's very user friendly. Just with the help of analyzed results, you will be able to know who is working more on your area of interest, or which institution is working more on your area of interest. So I would say that you can do an extensive literature search. The coverage is more. We have around 33,000 journals being covered now, and the data coverage is from 1900. So now innovation is not happening only with the recent years. There are papers which are referring to very old papers and bringing out or driving the innovation. So we have the coverage from 1900. We have an extensive, this is a multidisciplinary database. This is a very structured database with the enhanced robust features. You will be able to do very effective literature search, which will definitely help you to enhance your research.
Okay. Ya, that's
Baik.
Jenny. Ya, oke Pak. Dari itu seperti yang tadi poin-poin yang ditekankan oleh Jenny. Pertama adalah bahwa Web of Science itu merupakan citation database yang sudah ada dimulai dari GCR, Impact Factor, sejak tahun 1960-an, dan juga Web of Science itu bukan merupakan publisher, jadi mereka mengindeks jurnal-jurnal yang benar-benar menurut mereka memenuhi kriteria yang atau persyaratan yang dipenuhi baru diindeks. Jadi secara independen ini penting karena database ini bersifat independen dan tidak terpengaruhi oleh kepentingan lain. Jadi secara kualitas ini yang selalu dijaga. Nah, ini yang selalu ditekankan oleh Clarivate untuk Web of Science, kenapa mereka unik dan berbeda dengan database lain. Ya, jadi kualitas dan itu tetap terjaga. Itu salah satu hal kenapa di Indonesia sampai saat ini belum ada jurnal yang benar-benar masuk ke daftar yang GCR yang mempunyai impact factor. Kalau ESCI ada hampir 60 lebih yang sudah terindeks di Web of Science untuk database ESCI, dan juga database yang ada di jurnal yang ada di ESCI itu akan dievaluasi setiap 2 tahun. Apabila impact factor atau citation-nya sudah meningkat, impact factor-nya sudah meningkat, itu bisa diindeks di SSI ataupun yang database yang memiliki impact factor-nya. Jadi itu akan dievaluasi secara terus-menerus setiap 2 tahun apakah sudah bisa diindeks atau tidak. Oke. Ya, dari kami mungkin itu materi yang ingin kita sampaikan. Kalau tidak ada pertanyaan lain, kita kembalikan ke moderator.
Baik, terima kasih Pak Helwis. Oke Pak Helwis, bisakah memberikan 2 pertanyaan untuk teman-teman yang ada di ruang Parina ini untuk diberikan hadiah?
2 maksudnya yang banyak bertanya atau gimana?
Ya, 2 pertanyaan. Pak Helwis memberikan pertanyaan.
Kalau saya sih tidak mempersiapkan pertanyaan apa-apa. Mungkin saya balik ke Jenny.
Ya, oke, Jenny, could you help me to give two question for our participant? Because we will select the gift for them. Please give us 2 questions, just 2 questions.
Okay, Jenny.
Yeah.
The library want to give two prize or to give to audience or
Okay.
yeah. So you have probably like ask 2 questions or how to to help them to select who will be the winner.
So I have to ask the question, or the question is already asked?
Probably you put in two questions. Who can answer will get the prize based on what you have explained it.
Okay. So in the chat, I have to post the question. Can I post the question in the chat?
You can, yes, or you can just speak.
The moderate, the host.
Like how to search or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. So I have sent a message to the host. Hope it is received.
Yeah, okay. While you are working on the second question, so this is the first question. Pak, ini question pertama dari Jenny.
Okay, yeah.
What is the feature in Web of Science that helps to find potential collaborators?
Oke, bagi teman-teman di sini, ini silahkan dijawab pertanyaannya. What is the feature of Web of Science that helps to find potential collaborator? Monggo, ya. Oke, mungkin diberikan mic. Okay, one of our participant will answer.
No. Something like Pablons.
Okay.
Something like Pablon.
Yeah. Is that true?
Cetro, Jenny,
Yes.
Pablon.
Yang fiturnya yang di Web of Science, Pak, bukan produk lain seperti Pablon.
Kan. Oke. Oke, ya silakan Mbak.
Ya.
The feature of researchers. Mbak siapa dengan Mbak siapa? Mbak Rinda. Oke, Mbak Rinda menjawab the feature of researchers.
Jenny?
Yes.
Oke, ya.
Correct?
Right? Oke, benar, Mbak.
Ya.
Oke, one more question. Jenny?
Yes, I have posted.
What is the name of the tool that helped you to get the PDF of open access papers? Apa nih teman-teman? Ya, oke. Ya, boleh silakan. And not click. Jenny? Yeah,
Yes.
okay, right. Okay, we got 2 winners
Okay, we
for
have the
your
winner.
session.
Congratulations for the winner.
Yeah, congratulations for the winner. Okay, thank you, Jenny, for your session and for your insight for us. Hopefully, our ministry can give option, ya. Then, Scopus. Oke.
Yeah.
Ya, Pak
Thank
Helvis,
you.
terima kasih sudah memberikan wawasan kepada kami juga mengenai Web of Science. Oke, ini penerimaan hadiah untuk 2 orang. Saya minggir dulu ini. Baik, oke, terima kasih Jenny. Thank you very much for Jenny. Thank you for Pak Helwis for give your presentation and then for your information about Web of Science. Okay, thanks to our MC. Back to Horst.
Ya, terima kasih kepada rekan-rekan pustakawan UNER untuk dukungannya dan juga untuk semua persiapan dalam menyelenggarakan training ini. Terima kasih.
Ya. Ya, baik. Terima kasih Bapak Agung, kemudian dan 2 narasumber ya. Bukan, narasumber saya 1 ya, berarti ada Pak Jenny ya. Baik, terima kasih kami ucapkan kepada para narasumber, moderator, dan Bapak Ibu peserta yang berpartisipasi dari pagi hingga sore hari ini. Semoga materi yang telah disampaikan bermanfaat bagi perkembangan dan kemajuan riset di lingkungan Universitas Airlangga. Saya Septi selaku pembawa acara mewakili panitia yang bertugas. Mohon maaf atas kurang lebihnya dalam penyelenggaraan acara. Kami nanti kehadiran Bapak Ibu dalam workshop hari ketiga pada hari Kamis besok. Akhirul kalam wabillahi taufiq walhidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat sore, salam sehat dan salam literasi.
Thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for participating. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.